Cahirlick. Minister, you and I recently were discussing Croke Park in the Chamber just a few weeks ago. And at the time, I said I supported the targeted reduction in public expenditure, the 300 million indeed, I might go further, and that an end goal for me, as a societal rule, would be that there should be no difference when adjusting for education, adjusting for the job and experience between public and private sector remuneration. However, I also said that I didn't believe it was reasonable at this time to further reduce public sector wages when there was so much non-wage inefficiency that could be tackled first. And at the time, in your reply, you described this search for inefficiency, this non-wage inefficiency, as a con job, and referred to the move to shared services as one of the radical changes that were being made. Now, Minister, you're a highly experienced politician and public representative. You've spent 26 years in the Oireachtas. And from what I've seen coming in here new, the Oireachtas and politics is full of waste, teeming with waste, unvouched expenses and all sorts of things. And it may be that after so much time, any of us simply couldn't see the waste. This is not a personal jibe at you at all, Minister. I hope when you were describing the systematic identification of non-wage inefficiency as a con job, that it was a rhetorical flourish. I don't think you necessarily believe that. And Minister, I would like to just take a few minutes to explain it further, because I really do believe that if we can achieve this, that very significant cuts in public expenditure which are required to balance the budget can be found in ways which don't reduce some of the services which other deputies have alluded to already today. Minister, the move to shared services is very welcome, but it's not radical. It's something the private sector has done 20 years ago. And I think that's part of the problem. I think the problem is the public sector in Ireland, in terms of efficient operations, lags international good practice by about 10 to 20 years. And I really do believe, Minister, if we can jump that, if we can move the public sector in Ireland up to international good practice, there are huge opportunities for us to balance the budget without having to cut very badly needed services. And Minister, I acknowledge some of the important changes that we made. For example, better financial information, more publicly available financial information, the introduction of performance metrics and other measures. And what I would like to suggest to you is, if we can also achieve quite a radical shift in culture, that combined with some of the mechanical changes that are being made, a genuine step change in how money is spent by the public services in Ireland can really be achieved. And in particular, Minister, from my own experience, what you've got to do is you've got to train workers to be able to systematically identify and target inefficiencies. And then critically, you've got to give them sufficient authority and control of their own jobs and their own environments to be able to actually reduce those inefficiencies or get rid of them. And I've had the honour of working with public servants abroad on issues like this. And, you know, it may come as a surprise to some commentators that public servants are just as keen on reducing waste of public sector money as anybody else. But they do need the training and they do need the authority to do it. Let me, Minister, give you a very quick example. I spoke about this on the front line sometime last year, and a gentleman in the audience came up afterwards and he said, I'm a council engineer and I make an 80-kilometre or 80-mile round trip to give physical checks to my team every week. And for years I've been telling the management that there's no need to do this, it can be an electronic transfer and it'll save a lot of money. But nobody's really interested in it, and I'm not authorised to make the change. So it's finding those kind of things, Minister, in the schools, in the hospitals, in the county councils, here within the Oireachtas, that this cultural shift can achieve. And there are other examples from my own work experience that I can share with you later if you like, Minister. What I am proposing is a radical change in culture, because it involves giving public servants more control. and it involves trusting them more and holding them accountable. There is more. I'll finish on this. I don't want to take any more time. But, Minister, I'm trying to give all of this in good faith, and I think there really is a great opportunity to create a step change here. Thank you.